Day.
And I'm Richard Day.
We're both chiropractors.
We've been in practice together for 11 years.
Married for 10.
With 3 beautiful little girls.
We know it's possible to have an exceptional practice that's built around your life.
Because we've done it.
So we've created this podcast,
the Lifestyle Practice Builders Podcast.
We'll interview chiropractors, answer questions, and bring you resources to help build and grow your practice.
So let's get this party started.
Welcome back to Lifestyle Practice Builders Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Haley Day, and for today's bonus burst episode, I'm going to revisit our topic for last week. And if you're new to the podcast, we are currently in the middle of a 5-week series, and we're talking about the 5 things you must know before starting a practice. And last week, we dove deep into mindset and all of the ways that mindset can either help you or hurt you in practice, and the things that you really need to focus on so that you can be the best doctor and the best business owner and see out your vision in practice. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go back to the last episode and listen to that. Today, I'm going to talk about one of the mindset shifts that I needed to have in practice to be better and do better, and that is confidence. And I was clinically confident because I had done well on boards, I had done well in school, I had good grades, and really did a good job at getting through the program. So clinically, I was pretty confident. I had also been working in chiropractic clinics through undergrad, and then during my time in chiropractic school, I worked for a clinic, and then after graduation, I worked in a clinic for a short period of time. And so I was really ready for that aspect, but when it came to communicating to the patient about their treatment plan and getting across to them the reasons why it was important, and not over talking and not under talking, and using words that could communicate to them what I knew about what was going on, how long I thought the treatment plan would take, and what they needed to do to see that through. And so I wasn't really confident in that aspect of it. And so there are a few things that I did to boost my confidence and get better at communicating with patients. The first thing I did was I really tried to model what I did after Rich. For one thing, he had jobs in the past that really prepared him for communicating to patients. He worked at AT&T, US Bank, and Ultimate Electronics, and had learned many years of how to communicate and sell products. And even though we aren't selling products, we still have a job of getting the point across to the patient, answering their questions, and showing them the value in our treatment plan for them. And so what I did was I followed Rich's lead and saw what he did with his patients and how they were being compliant to his care plan, and modeled myself after him. The second thing I did was I would visualize myself in different circumstances. So communicating with patients and talking on the phone when they called in. And that would allow me to have a clear understanding of what I was going to say when a certain question was posed to me. And then I was better prepared. And so preparation was a really key aspect too. Role playing with Rich and running through those scenarios in my head, either when I laid down at night or in the morning before we went to the office, or sometimes while I was driving. By preparing, I was better able to answer those questions at the time that I was asked. So one, I modeled after Rich what he was doing because he was more confident than I was and better prepared. 2, I visualized myself in those circumstances. And then 3 was just practice and throwing myself in the fire and continuing to see patients and run through that communication aspect with them and answering their questions and getting feedback from them on if they understood what I was saying and if they understood the treatment plan and wanted to follow through. So those were the things that I was able to do. And in the last episode number 158, I talk about many reasons why you might have a mindset issue that could hold you back in practice. And I encourage you to go back and listen to that episode. Think of things you might come up against in practice and start making a plan for overcoming them. And it could be that you are always a late person, and so you're worried about getting to your practice on time, which should be a concern. I think that you should be at your practice 15 minutes early at least, because you never know when a patient's going to come in early. You have things to prep, and right now with COVID, we need to be extra cleaning and taking those extra precautions. So you might want to set a alarm for waking up, and then set another alarm for the time you need to leave the house to be at the practice on time. So setting yourself up in these ways can help you combat some of those mindset issues. And if you are having the same kind of confidence issues that I had in practice, then you might want to check out, we have on our website, you can sign up to receive an ebook. You can sign up for the ebook for this 5-week series. It's the 5 things you must know before starting a practice. There's also a link to sign up for an ebook that is the 3 ways your practice might be leaking money. And the first one is communication during the ROF. So there's some tips there for helping you work through that. You can also check out our ROF system online course that we have at therofsystem.com. So a lot of resources there if you are challenged by communication with patients during the ROF. But if you have other mindset issues that you would like help with, then you can join us in our Facebook group and ask there, or send us a DM on Instagram at Lifestyle Practice. We're here to help you guys, and we know that these are small things that we can overcome quickly, but if you do not make yourself aware of them, then they could hold you back while you're in practice, and we don't want that. So let's work together. Let's push through these, and I look forward to talking to you again at the end of the week about our second thing that you must know before starting a practice. So if you have not downloaded the ebook yet, go to our website, lifestylepracticebuilders.com, and download the 5 things that you must know before starting your practice and follow along. I go much deeper on the podcast about each one, but you can get a start by downloading that book and reading through it. There are action steps for each thing, and we're here to help. So have an awesome week, and I'll talk to you soon.
If you enjoyed this podcast episode, please share it with your friends on Instagram and Facebook. And for those of you who are already subscribers, we really appreciate it. Thanks for the reviews. We love reading those and knowing that you're loving the podcast. If you're looking for more tips and inspiration, be sure to check us out at lifestylepracticebuilders.com, or join our business and marketing Facebook group for chiropractors at facebook.com/group/lifestylepractice.